383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Hi, this is Lotus. Join me every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 97.1 FM for Unrestricted. What we don't talk about, what we should talk about, and what we will be talking about. Don't forget to join me every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 97.1 FM for Unrestricted.
It's now time for Unrestricted, hosted by the lovely Lotus. Lotus, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Andre. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
We just had an invader.
I tell you the power of life.
Yes. True,
How
true.
you doing? You
I'm
okay?
well. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning.
How's your family?
Everybody is okay, thank
Okay,
God.
all right.
You know, things can change so quickly, so
Tell me
I'm
about
really
it.
grateful
Mhm.
that we're all right. Good morning to everyone in Radio Land, X, YouTube, Facebook, and online. You like to say online?
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this morning, you know, the kids just went back to school. So I thought, because Unrestricted is all-encompassing, I thought I would do a school show this morning. Andre, you're going to like it. I hope our callers really like it as well.
Mhm.
This morning, I wanted to talk about the expectations of teachers and parents, vice versa, for school. And since we're going back to school, I wanted us to just, explore what we expect from the teachers and what the teachers expect from parents as well, because sometimes people think it's just one-sided, and in the research it really shows it's community, it's everybody, hands on deck where our students are concerned. I wanted to give kudos to the fact that I did hear that our students this year performed very well in their CSEC examinations, especially especially in English and some other subject. I think they struggle still with maths, but they're doing really, really well, and so that's a good thing.
But why do you think that's the case?
With
I mean,
math?
from the time I was Noah was a boy, math has always been something that is a challenge for most students.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think we have very good math teachers.
And I agree with you.
I think
1,000%.
because of what math is, I think you have to have a certain temperament to teach it. It doesn't mean that we don't have people who do math well. There's a difference. I think it's just about teaching math. I haven't had many great math teachers, but
Yes.
I had one or two that were very good in terms of execution.
Right.
So maybe that's something we need to focus on.
In fact, those teachers were so good, you actually looked forward to the subject.
Exactly. So I think that might be one of the overarching reasons, because I don't think that many people just don't like math. I think it's maybe how the people who teach it approach it, and maybe thereby causing the children to, because I've found also that teachers who teach, a lot of mathematicians and statisticians are very, very boring, quiet people. A lot of
generally?
them.
You mean generally?
Like generally, they're not very, what I have seen. So some of them maybe cannot really bring forth the subject. Anyway,
I agree with
don't
you.
come for me, but I think that's a lot of, I think that's why.
Let me give you a quick story, because we're talking about
Yes.
teaching and so on.
Yeah.
I was in the US and I had to pass an algebra test in order for you to get your degree, right?
Yeah.
You had to
You
pass
had
it.
to do that, yeah.
Now, honestly, I think during my primary school years, we never really did it. If anything,
Okay.
maybe just an introduction, and that was about it.
Okay.
So I took some summer classes to brush up, right? And Lotus, I couldn't understand a thing this lady was saying. I could not understand a thing she was saying about this algebra. I said, what is that? So I'm feeling very, very frustrated,
Yes,
extremely
yes.
frustrated, because I'm saying I could take my break for the summer. I'm there trying to do this thing, and I know I need to pass it, right?
That's right.
So I couldn't understand until one day I went out to the Bronx. There's a solution guy, he's an accountant, right? He's an accountant. And I went to him and I said to him, how do you do this thing, right? And he said to me, well, blah, 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 blah,
Yes,
blah.
yes.
Lotus, you won't believe this. I understood what the guy said in 5 minutes.
You imagine that. You see what I mean?
In 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So when the exam came, I didn't say anything. I said, "I point."
Did you do well?
I got 100%.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's fantastic.
In
Andrew.
5 minutes, I tell you, I understood what the guy was
What
saying.
the guy was saying. So yeah, it is.
And I was there for weeks in the class. I could not get it. I couldn't get it.
I've been lucky. I've had really good math teachers. I love math. I have to say, and I remember I was at UE for a stint, and I had a statistics teacher. I couldn't understand what he was saying either. I think most of the children in the class were just like,
yeah. And you become disconnected.
But yes, you become disconnected.
And
So-
of course, the worst part, you are frustrated now with
Yes.
yourself.
So I
that
think
you can't understand.
maybe we need to have more training for math teachers in terms of how they execute the subject, or they should get together to have that sort of discussion in terms of how they can improve maybe the delivery of math. But again, the students are doing very well. Additionally, I also read, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, that all students, no student will be asked to leave a class because of the hairstyle. So you can come to school if your hair now uncovered, so the long hair, the locks and everything. I think that's been removed as an impediment, and I find that's really, really good. I mean, of course, part of the policy, I would imagine, would be neatness. So you still have to make sure your hair is clean, and but I think it's really good to not have a child miss a class because the child have locks, or the child is tied, or the child or
Thank
braids.
God.
So
Thank
yes,
God.
I think that is
God.
progressive. I was really happy to see that. So in light of that, I actually was inspired to do this show by a teacher. I was talking to a teacher, and she was just telling me all the different angles of going back to school. She was preparing. She was very excited, and so I thought it would be nice for us to talk about the different expectations, because she brought up so many things, and I thought, wow, I didn't know all of that was happening. So in an article I was reading, a letter from a teacher, it says, "Dear parents, your expectations of your children's teachers should match your commitment as moms and dads." Did you hear that, Andre?
Yes.
Let me read that again for the callers. Your expectations of your children's teachers should match your commitment as moms and dads. Because a lot of times we really take our children to school and just drop them on teachers and think that the teachers are supposed to do the magic.
Yeah.
But it's both sides, right? We have to make sure that we are committed to our children's development as well as what we expect from our teachers.
And talking about the teachers doing magic, when I think it was my son, I was trying to help him with his homework, and I realized that he was doing the problem solving in a different style. It wasn't the way
that you knew.
I was taught. Okay, now I was able to get the correct answer, but it wasn't the way I was taught. And I'm telling him, here's how to do it. He said, no, it has to be this
That's right.
way. That's the way that they're doing it, right?
They're very protective
So
of
at
what
that
they're
point
learning.
there, I say, okay, lessons time. Lessons time. I give
You're
up.
very true too, and they believe in what the teachers are teaching them as well. So that's why the teachers must understand that the influence is also really heavy.
But let me
Not
ask you,
just-
why do you think that is so? If, I mean, at the end of the day, it's getting the problem solved. Why does the method matter?
Well, the thing about it is uniformity and changes, and sometimes one method, maybe you knew a method that was longer, and over the years, just like technology changing and improving, they have discovered a new method that is easier, maybe, and so when the child learns that method from the class, he doesn't want to deviate from it to do something else. And in some cases, unlike university, where you would do it differently.
He said the teachers want to see
That's
how
what I'm
you
saying.
arrive.
So yeah,
They want to see
in a
and
smaller
it's
class.
their style.
That's right. So yeah, you have that, as opposed to if it's English or comprehension or something where you can use your own idea. Math is something different, where if they teach you one method or something, they expect that what you are taught in the class to be executed the way they, So maybe that's.
Well, let me just make a quick point to parents who find themselves in that particular situation. You want to help your child. At that point there, when you realize you can't really help them, at that point, you got to send them to the lessons.
You have to send, if you can.
If you are able
some
to
people
afford it.
will tell you they cannot. Now, based on what I said there about the commitment of parents must match the expectations of your children's teachers. Now, some parents may say that they are single parents and they work long hours, but working multiple jobs does not exempt parents from showing up and being present where their child's studies are concerned. So there is no excuse for not attending your child's parent-teacher conferences. I don't care if you can't make it, you send another family member, a friend or neighbor in your place. Teachers, students, and their families must work in tandem like a well-oiled machine to support the child life, college career readiness, and the healing of our students' social emotional traumas. This must take place in a meaningful and real way. So you have to really commit to being there for the child. There are some parents that never go to the parent-teacher conferences, and these conferences are really important.
They're extremely important.
Extremely important.
Because that's where you get an update on your child.
Yes, because some of us, some parents work long hours. They probably don't have the time to catch up. When you have the parent-teacher conference, you really have an opportunity to get to know your child in a different way as well. Because sometimes you don't know what's happening. You don't know your child's temperament, maybe how that child interacts with his or her peers. This is the time to really understand
how seriously they take the schoolwork.
Yes,
that comes up.
Because I remember in parent-teacher conferences, sometimes you go to the meetings and the parent would say, well, John is really talkative, and John to be very quiet at home.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden you're like, what?
Yes.
Talkative? John? My John? But that's where you will really get to understand what John is doing. So it's important for us as parents to really be committed to taking part in that child's school life. The reality is that kids who excel have parents who push them. Parental involvement is a huge factor in student success. That's what the research is showing. Don't just ask them if their homework is done. Check their book bags and see for yourself. Even if you don't know how to do their homework with them, just holding them accountable and them knowing that someone else besides their teachers is checking up on them, it makes a big impact. So you being involved in that child's work, it just shows your commitment to that child and to see what that child is doing.
And as you said a while ago, that if you can't go, try to send a substitute, somebody you can depend on, family member, as you said. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a look at the parental expectations, right? So us as parents, what do we expect from our teachers? What do we expect from our teachers? And then I will go into what teachers expect from parents as well, because I think sometimes there's always a disparity between the expectations. Some of us expect so much from the teachers and the teachers expect so much from us that there's always sort of a tug of war between the two. So we're going to discuss what are the parental expectations first. Before we go into that, Andre, give our numbers, because I really want our callers to let us know, how they feel about the expectation set from a parental perspective and the expectation set from a teacher's perspective as well.
Sure. Okay, the fixed line is 572-9710. Fixed line 572-9710. Or the WhatsApp platform, it is 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. Again, the fixed line, 572-9710. Or WhatsApp, 287-0971.
Okay. So from a parental perspective, parental expectations, teachers are to foster a safe, supportive, and stimulating learning environment where the children can thrive academically and socially. The key expectations includes patience. So parents expect that teachers will be patient. They will be organized and have a deep subject knowledge from what they're teaching, along with clear, timely communication and a collaborative approach to managing student challenges such as poor grades or behavioral issues. So as parents, we do really expect that our teachers will know what they're doing. They will be supportive. They will be stimulating. That's what parents expect when they drop their children to school, or they decide to take their children and send them to school and not keep them in the home environment. So we do expect our teachers to communicate. We expect them to be collaborative. These are the things that they're saying that parents expect from their teachers. For the student well-being, safety and support. So the teachers should create a secure and supportive environment where the children feel safe to ask questions, participate and express themselves. So basically, it's you as a teacher, you really foster a child's opportunity to ask questions. You know, there are in some classes, some children feel so, on top of them being maybe shy, really shy, depending on the environment that the teacher fosters, the child will feel either uncomfortable to ask a question or comfortable to ask a question.
Yes.
If a teacher is saying, shut up, or what kind of question is that, then the child will feel less inclined to ask a question. Or,
do you think this sort of thing still happens?
I think it does sometimes. I mean, if a child, or sometimes a child answers a question wrong, and maybe the class is laughing, that the teacher does not, take it seriously, that the class should not be laughing, or, so it depends on how the teacher manage the class so that the child feels comfortable enough to ask questions or to make a mistake. Sometimes it's from there that some children learn that you cannot make a mistake. You know what I mean? There are some, and they grow into adulthood, even young teenagers, where they feel that they must be perfect. If the answer is not right, I cannot say it out loud. So what this is saying is that the teacher has to be responsible for fostering an environment where you can ask questions, participate and express yourself.
I agree.
Freely.
Mm-hmm.
Positive social development. So teachers are expected to guide children's social interactions and foster healthy relationships to prevent bullying and promoting positive group dynamics. Because it's in the class, if the teacher is paying attention, she will realize those children who are more assertive, those who are maybe more aggressive, those who are, pestering other kids. I mean, bullying is a big thing, and it starts from the classroom. I mean, before, I don't know, maybe we didn't have a focus on bullying as much in the olden days, where people, used to get beaten, certain things used to happen. But now it's more focus is on it. So teachers have to ensure that, they're paying attention to the students, and that they help them to interact better with each other. Because sometimes children who bully don't understand how to interact with their peers adequately. So, teachers are actually responsible for helping that dynamic along. Emotional and social learning. Parents want teachers to help their children to develop self-awareness, understand their emotions, and learn to work effectively with peers. Now, some parents or some teachers may be listening and say, well, I don't know if I'm responsible for the child's social and emotional learning. But to some extent you are, because that child is in your care for, practically the whole day, a good portion of the day. So you want to make sure that the child understands a little bit of self-awareness, a little bit of their emotions, and how to work with their peers and how to talk to their friends. You as the teacher, you are observing, you are there, you are the adult in the room. So parents do expect that that child will get a little bit of that from the teacher. Of course, parents are also not allowed, but parents are responsible for the first point of contact, because it's your child, right? Valuable instilled qualities. So parents expect teachers to reinforce strong values and strong work ethic, encouraging effort and the accountability for their actions. So teachers are supposed to hold children accountable, and of course parents are not supposed to now intervene and make it seem like your child is being attacked if your child is being held accountable. Some parents are very sensitive. We overly sensitive. We feel like we're the only one that suffered to make that child, and other people's children are not didn't come from the same place. So sometimes when your child is being held accountable, you need to stand back and let the teacher make that decision, unless it's something that is blatantly unfair or inaccurate. Parents of course want teachers to be involved in that accountability lesson, because the child, you're not there every day, so you don't know what's going on. So if the child has done something, the teacher is also responsible for holding that child accountable for what that child has done.
You mean if the child has done something wrong?
Yes, something wrong. Yes,
okay.
Yes, of course. For the teaching and learning part of things, we're still talking about parental expectations, knowledge and skill. So teachers should have a deep knowledge of their subject matter and effectively teach core academic standards. So of course, I think generally our teachers are good with their subject matters. I don't know that a lot of people complain that the teacher does not know what they're doing, but I suspect some people would tell you some teachers just not they're not cutting it. As with anything else, some people are very good at their jobs and some people are not. And you can see it in the preparation of teachers, their work, what they use to teach the children. Some teachers are so excited. They put so much effort into the little plans and the little organizing programs that okay, they're really, really committed to ensuring that the children have some kind of academic structure. And some of the teachers don't care. They're not as meticulous and not as, and I think that is also part.
And that's an important point, because you get that sort of attitude in all professions.
You do,
right?
yes.
Some people it's just like a job.
Yes, it is.
Just a job.
But the thing about it is, here, I also think one of the things we're going to talk about later is the management of teachers from a principal perspective.
You have a call, by the way.
I do.
Yeah. This is Unrestricted with Lotus. We have our first call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lotus. Good morning, Andre.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody?
Everybody's good. How are you?
Okay, fine, thank you. Yeah, thanks for accepting my call.
You're welcome.
Lotus, as a parent, I always expect more from the teacher than I can give. Yeah. To me, because I just couldn't match as a parent. To me, I just couldn't match what I expecting from the teacher. Because you'll see, I send my child to school with clean uniform, a lunch bag, a lunch kit, and good stuff. But to me, the teacher, I expect more. A lot more. Even in disciplining the child.
You expect more from the teacher?
Yeah, to me, I expect more. And I believe some teachers have to expect that, like they're supposed to give more to the child or children than the parents can give. I don't find that.
I don't know about more. I think it's the commitment. Commitment is not about more. It's being committed to the cause, what you're doing. I mean, if the teacher, like we're just going through, the teacher's job is to offer various aspects of this child's development, then the teacher is committed to that. But as a parent, you have to ensure that your child, like you said, your child is prepared on the side of parenting, so that the child now can have a holistic, experience. You cannot expect more than from the teacher than you're willing to give.
Yeah, but I don't. That was me. Because remember, there is an elephant in the room there. The distance, the space between the home and the school. You see? Because between there, the teacher doesn't know what the child does there, or the parent doesn't know what happened between the home and the school.
Well, that's a small space. It's not. Is that a big?
In a small space. Small space.
Of course, it's a small space, because between the time when the child is at your home and the child in school, if the child is going home, how long is that child, alone or doing things? That's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about the space between the child being with you and at the school. The space in between.
Leaving home to go to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think that's significant time? That's what you're talking about?
Who manage that? How we manage that space there?
I don't know that space is significant enough for us to discuss. I think the child should get enough of what the child is getting at school and from the parents to kind of mitigate the space in between.
Between there?
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay, but to me, I expect more from the teacher than I can deliver.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure some parents believe that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We have another call?
No, that's it.
Okay. So, but you see some parents do think that the school...
You do have another call.
Oh, I do.
Sorry to disturb you.
Good morning.
This is Unrestricted.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Lotus.
Yes,
and
good morning.
to listeners outside.
Good morning.
And I hope everything you okay, P. I hope everything is all right.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm well.
According to what the caller just said there, I think we parents, I can't afford to expect more from the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I expect from the teacher is the education-wise, academically wise, what the child must learn. And although I still have to play my part, that when she or he comes home, that I sit with that they follow up.
Yes.
But in terms of when you're talking about, I have my child, and then we're talking about characteristics and stuff like that, the behavior of the child and how to train that child. That can't be on the teacher. That is for the parents to do.
Yes. Okay.
So if the parents do, that is why things the way it is. If we parents do what we have to train up those children as they're supposed to, and I'm not saying that the teachers will not follow, but I can't leave my child for the teacher to train up and give character, give good advice and so forth, morality, build morality in him or her, for the teacher to do. The teacher has his own child to take care of,
Yes, you're
I
right.
I can understand the education. I'm expecting that child, that from the teacher, because I can't give. That is why we're sending them to school. They have teachers. What we parents can put in them, instill in them, educational wise, the teachers will do.
It's not only just academics that is expected from the teacher, in a sense that the child spends that time. Even if you develop that character in the child spends time with the teachers and his or her peers as well. So the teacher is also responsible for, helping with social development, interaction with the peers, even strengthening the character that you have instilled as a child.
Right,
So
yeah.
the teachers, they do have some responsibility. That's what we've been saying.
What I'm saying is I cannot expect more.
You cannot expect more. Okay.
Like you see this side of the child, I cannot expect more from the teacher than me.
Okay.
On this side, I know they will strengthen what I am putting in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't expect more. I have to put all those things in the child.
Yeah.
And then the teacher now, in return, the teacher will support that
Enforce
child
that.
by
Yes.
strengthening that child by those things I've been telling the child to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So no, we can't expect
more from the teachers.
Oh no. The teachers have their own to deal with too. So we parents, as a matter of fact, we have to be in touch with those teachers. Let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me just give you one thing. When my daughter used to go to school at the Cicero Combined School, the secondary school. That's where she went after common entrance. And let me tell you, every single day, I had to check on that child. Every day I would make sure that everything was going well with the child in terms of bringing lunch for her every day. And when she come home, and the good thing is I did not even have to tell her today, because she was studying, taking on her own account. There were times I was even feeling sorry for her, like she was studying too much. So it is us parents that have to be really pushing them children before forward, and then it's going to be easy on those teachers.
Yes,
it's going to be a lot easier for them to teach.
I agree.
So
Thank you.
You have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you have another call.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted. This is the Back to School show.
Morning,
Hi.
Andrew.
Good morning.
Hi. Morning.
Hi. In my opinion, that show should have been held last week. Most teachers are at school right now.
Can't hear.
Well, they'll go back and
They're
look at
not
the show.
hearing. Because honestly, some teachers do not know their roles and some parents do not know their roles, honestly. I worked at a school canteen a few years ago, a primary school, and the way I saw some teachers treated those students, like when they bring up their homeworks or whatever project they had to present, and if it was not done properly, they would just fling the children's books in their face to the ground and just, it was really bad. And because I spoke about, I got sacked out of that canteen.
Oh, wow.
They find I was too involved in the teacher's business and whatever. But I mean, that's you don't treat students that way. But I don't have any children anymore. I'm a grandma. I'm not really active in their life because I'm not always there. But I do call a lot back home and talk to my granddaughter. She just made it for Compre.
Okay, congratulations.
But in my opinion, thank you, that program, a lot of teachers need to head, and the parents as well, so it should have been done before school was opened.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Alrighty.
you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah.
Yes. You have another call?
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good topic.
Thank you.
I want to agree with the caller before the guy who talked. I cannot expect more from the teacher than from me as a parent.
Okay.
I was socialized to know that, the master passed in front of my mother's house. This my mother sent me to do an errand. She was tell teacher George, Mr. George, that he sent me to make an errand. But if I went to school late, he had all authority to deal with me because my mother never sent me to school late. So I have to deal with that as a boy to understand how to outsmart how to get inside the school. Because he had authority. And that is one of the things we have. We have to think called authority. They have strict authorities. Anytime at all she send me out, so she makes it in any of us, we tell the teacher so and so we were covered. If not, you're on your own. I have 3 children. And all throughout the journey in school, I got to know the teacher. And make sure that they know the teacher.
Yes.
This thing about you don't know, I want to get your number. So if anything about the child, I have to ask you. I never have any kind of thing about the teacher this and that. No. She tell me about the teacher. Make certain I go to school and say, sir, me so-and-so, or this situation, etc. Because that's how my mother raised me. Not because you come and say that my mother take it. No, my mother always understand out what happened. Let's say what happened. Because children have stories too, Our own children have stories. Now,
Yes.
we cannot have a child touching everything in the house. That's not theirs. And expect that they will go to school and they will start not touch people thing. You have to train a child from home, don't touch it. Right? You must ask for it. Thank you. Good morning. You come in, good morning. So when they go to school, that is what they'll have. They know that is what they learn at school. Okay? So therefore, the lady just spoke about bad teachers. Yeah, there are bad teachers in the system. But so the young persons come there, they have all kind of anxieties like you and I.
Yes, yeah.
So I expect that, and therefore that is why I go to the meetings, etc., talk to the principals that if I get a teacher with a bad attitude, I could deal with it. Right? Because I myself don't teach my child bad attitude. So my child must know that bad attitude is not something to tolerate. And I want to end up on saying that, you see, what I think we need in St. Lucia, we need assertive people. And the children, especially the young ones, can now build assertiveness in the children. The right to ask questions, look you in the eye, etc., and ask questions and get answers. So I expect that from my teachers because I want my children and grandchildren to be assertive. That's what I want for the majority of St. Lucian persons. You cannot be, I love what you said about that when they ask questions. But if at home, you don't allow them to ask questions, I don't set up, etc. When they go to school, they're not supposed to ask questions. So at home, you have to socialize them to ask questions. Why did you ask that? Okay, so. I know, I don't think I'll answer that. So they answer. So therefore, you are socializing them.
Yeah.
We have this tendency now in the Lucian society. Everything is for the government, somebody else to do for us, right? We as parents must take our duty as parents and grandparents seriously.
Yes.
Right? And teachers must play their part. I do not want teachers to do for me what I could do for myself.
Okay.
You understand me? That is my expectation.
Okay.
I expect the teacher to teach the subject well. My child understands it, right? I expect the teacher to put her hand. I don't see when you talked earlier about something, because you said something called bullying. When you make a mistake, children laugh at you. I don't know. My mother and father never taught me not to laugh at children. It's something natural that when you make a mistake, we laugh. Hey, we're telling children not to do that, right? We have to learn to cope with it, because children will laugh at you, right? We will do it too, right?
So what about the teacher intervening at that point in time to say don't do that?
Because I'm telling a child to be a child. No, after the children laugh, I'll explain to them, that was wrong. That's not how you do it, right? And make them know we all will make mistakes. We all can make mistakes, right? But it's not you stifle children not to laugh. Andre, I was a child.
I don't agree with your caller. I don't agree with your tal.
I understand you don't agree with me.
I disagree with that
I went to school and nobody
vehemently.
taught me not to laugh, right? I have to laugh. When somebody fall, I laugh, etc., right? But when I finally laugh, right? When you are assertive, you know that is coming, right? I cannot be shying away, not to fall. That is why we're telling children not to climb trees. Children can't climb a mango tree. But when you have to, how do you learn to climb a mango tree?
But what do you know about assertiveness at that age, caller? What do you know about assertiveness at that age? You hardly know anything about that.
That's not true, Andre. You get from small, you could see children who are asking questions. You see children who are well disciplined. And I've said to you already, go in the supermarket, you see children who well behaved in the supermarket.
That has nothing to do with assertiveness.
Assertiveness is about the right. You tell children, no, you're not supposed to have that. So you're training them. That is assertiveness. You train them that I have right, you have right. The next person have right.
The stand up for
You understand me?
yourself as well.
That's what assertiveness is about. So from the time you're born, you have rights. You have God-given rights. And everybody else have God-given rights.
Okay.
So you have to protect your rights and respect others' rights. Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
caller.
blessed day.
Thank you.
You have another caller.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Andre, good morning, Lotte.
Hello
morning.
there. Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm calling again to disagree with the gentleman who says it's the teacher's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling as a former teacher at a school in St. Lucia.
Okay.
We, especially secondary school, you have a student may have 10 subjects, 15 subjects. Each subject is a different teacher.
Yeah.
Classes, I remember when I started teaching, classes were from 29 to, I think 1 year we got as high as 38 students in a class.
Mm-hmm.
How can we be more responsible for what? In a day, you maybe have 6 classes, 6 times 30. Be more responsible for those 180 children than their parents who brought them into this world.
Mm-hmm.
That could never be.
That could never be, no.
I have an obligation to steer you in the right direction. If I see you doing something wrong in school, out of school, I was one of those teachers who would pull you up.
Mm-hmm.
I would make sure you saw me. If you were in town doing something that was wrong, that you saw me, see you doing what was wrong, and I would talk to you the next day in class so as not to embarrass you. But you knew I was not pleased with your behavior. That I have a responsibility in terms of that. But I have that responsibility for everyone. It's not just your child. If I see a child doing something wrong, I will speak to you. I may not today, I might not speak to you, but back then I would surely speak to you. So I cannot be more responsible for your child than you. I have children. These children are nobody's responsibility but mine, their parents. Because if I cannot be responsible for you, I can't expect somebody to love you more than me, to do more for you than me. That's my responsibility. Teachers have a lot going on. It's not just teaching your children. It's managing conflict in the classroom. It's managing conflict in the staff room.
Yes.
And you're saying you want teachers to take care of your child. But what if that teacher, their moral standards don't even agree with yours? You want them to be in charge of your child?
That's right.
I know what my standings are, what I believe, what my moral compass is. I'm the one to teach my child because I don't know what yours are. Because you may be a teacher from 8 to 3, and from 3 to midnight, you're doing all kinds of other things that I would not agree with. So I don't want you responsible for my child and the direction of my child. My child does something wrong, pull them up, tell them that's not appropriate, explain to them the long-term consequences of such behavior.
Yeah.
But I am, as teachers, as police officers, as people in the community, the church, we are there to support what is being taught in the home.
Okay.
Reinforce.
Yes.
And if what's taught in the home is wrong, then you can try to redirect.
Yeah.
But what's happening in the home is much stronger than what happens in the community, especially when children are under 10.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
I have another call.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the person hung up. Sorry.
Okay. Wow, that was a good contribution.
Let me
She's
just give the numbers again. The fixed line is 572-9710, 572-9710, or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. Just to remind our listeners and viewers as to what you're talking
We were
about
just
today.
talking about back to school, looking at the expectations from teachers and of parents, and kind of, comparing how we, can work together to give our children a better experience at school.
You have a call.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. And you?
All right. Mr. Paul, how are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for calling.
Hi, No problem. No problem. I'm married to a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So the previous caller and to reinforce what she says. Let me give you an example. Teacher sends homework, a project, a science project, supposed to work with the mom or dad on the science project and return it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do the project. End of term, you see the results, the marks, and you come to the school upset, confront the teacher. Why I did that? And then when you pull out the records, he didn't do this project, that project. The parent is in shock. Oh, for that you fail my child for a little project? That's how they got it, a little project. It carries marks. What these parents don't realize, they are the child's first teacher. So if you confronting a teacher and you have that attitude toward the teacher in front of the child, what message are you sending? When these children grow up and enter society, what are you sending? What are you saying? So like the previous caller said, the first teacher is the parent.
Yes.
They learn everything, their attitude, their demeanor, it starts in the home.
Yeah.
Reinforce it. But I also want to say teaching, jobs like teaching, nursing, being a doctor, it has to be a calling. It cannot be a paycheck. You have to have a love for it.
Yes, yes. And that's why I opened up with saying that the expectations of parents from their teachers should match the commitment that they want to put in as well. If you're a parent, you should be committed enough as a parent and match that commitment from the teacher as well, and that would make things a lot better. Because what you're saying there, if the parent is not committed to doing the projects at all, and then want to hold the teacher accountable for failing the child.
Yes. Yes. And it goes it's not just about education, it goes a long way into how our society if you see some of them what they do in town when they think no one is looking. You understand? It's trickled down and it starts in the home, not at the school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller.
Okay, you have another call?
Hi, good morning. Wow, this is hot. I knew it would be hot. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. And you?
I'm all right. I agree with the caller who said that maybe we should have had that program last week because the teachers would have been home and so good.
Yes, you're right. I maybe should have
been able to get some calls
from the teachers and the parents.
Like myself.
Okay.
But I do agree. Just like parenting, being a teacher is not for the weak.
Okay. Yes.
The expectations of teachers these days goes far beyond the reward that they receive as teachers. You need to change your techniques to be in keeping with what is happening these days. When I went to school, the bathroom was used for number 1 and number 2. These days, the bathroom is used as a backdrop for TikTok videos.
Oh my goodness!
So teachers really need to be in tune with what's happening now to be able to monitor the children. And so I agree with you with the list of expectations you have from parents of teachers. However, these expectations will not be realized unless these teachers actually come to school. Because what is happening now is a new trend at the secondary school where the Google Classroom, which was introduced to be able to assist these children during COVID, is being now used as a teach the children.
Oh, wow.
So teachers do not appear for classes. Sometimes even if they are on the plant, they would send notes in the classroom or send the work in the classroom and give these children instructions. Look, do page so and so or read page so. And I know as the children get older, we need to start to teach them that we need to take responsibility for their education. However, in the secondary school, these children, most of them have just transitioned from the primary school.
Yes, yeah.
And there is an expectation without supervision, physical supervision. These children will not do as instructed.
That's right.
While you find a small number of them will actually do what the teacher asks to do.
Yes. Yeah.
There will be some of them who will not even notice that the teacher has posted work in the Google Classroom, and they will be out there doing their own thing.
So teachers now have to ensure that they are also
you
committed.
Need to go to classes. You are being paid to go to classes.
Yeah, and COVID inspired a lot of that laziness as well, because I've found that parents are talking about the fact that some teachers really like to just ship the children to the internet or to the Google class, where they themselves do not get take the time to put that effort into instruction.
Right. The other thing I have an issue with, we always say we need to develop a collaborative environment between the schools and the parents. But parents like myself who try to be involved in what is happening in the schools are sometimes looked at as people who come in to monitor me, like you come in and examine what I'm doing.
Yes.
So when we go in and we ask to collaborate, especially when these children have gotten to the grade 5 and the grade 6 level, where there's so much expectation of one teacher. One teacher has to supervise children preparing essays and projects and all of that. So while there is an understanding that not all parents will be able to get involved in the process, there are a small number of parents who can actually get involved in. And so you go into the schools and you ask, hey, is there anything I can do, not just for my child, but is there something that I can do to help the entire classroom? They say, no, we're okay, we're all right, we're okay. But you hear the stories from the children towards the end, when it's nearing the deadlines for submission of these things, they put the pressure on the children.
On the children, yeah.
So why say that you want a collaborative environment and you want the teacher, the parents involved in what is happening in the classroom? You do not accept it when the parents extend their hand in any way whatsoever. However, those same schools will continuously send you letters and they expect you to collaborate only when it's fundraisers.
I see what you're saying.
Myself, we get frustrated with
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Because the school environment without the fundraisers becomes very combative. So you go in there just to check, what's happening, just to, can I assist in any way?
And that comes down to the teacher's ability to manage and also be mature enough. Because don't forget, we have a lot of teachers that are devoid of emotional intelligence. So some of them do not know how to manage the children, much less the parents. And some parents are also pushy to the extent of being rude. So I think it's balancing all of that too. But you do make a critical point when you talk about that. So it's recognizing who he's helping. Yes.
Who have good intentions.
That's right. Yes. Thank you so much.
The gentleman spoke about the homework and the essays and the project, and at the end of the term you see in the grade. Again, it's supposed to be collaborative. Some of the teachers have this impression that children who are 8, 9 years old, that you need to take responsibility. But we all know how children are. They go in the classroom, something is discussed in the classroom, and sometimes it takes a lot to pull the information out of them. However, I feel a teacher is justified when she gives a child 0 for not completing a project if she has reached out to the parent and say, because all of these classes have WhatsApp groups now.
Yes,
so
I was just about to come to that.
Message in the group and say, parents, I have given the children a science assignment, a project. It is due in the next 2 weeks. Anybody who needs clarification, please reach out to me. And a certain child does nothing. Sometimes you may even take the initiative and reach out to the parents. Mr. John, I assigned a project. This goes towards the child end of term grade, and I noticed they have not made any submission. Is there something wrong? Can I help in any way? And that parent chooses either not to respond to your request or not indicate there's anything going at home that would prevent the child from doing it, or maybe express that, Miss, I would really love to do it, but this is not my area, this is not my strong point. I really cannot assist Tom in completing this assignment. You understand?
Yes.
But if you just say to 9-year-olds, this is so and so, bring it home, your father or your mother, whoever's supposed to help you do it, bring it back for me on the 4th of September. and on the 4th of September, you give the child 0. I feel you have not completed your responsibility also as a teacher.
Okay.
Because you only liaising with the students. We want collaborative environment.
Yeah.
You need to say that to the parents. If the parents choose to ignore your request or
Then
come to you and indicate the reasons why they would not be able to complete it, then you give the child 0, you are justified because you did everything that you could have done as a teacher to get that child to complete that assignment.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are running. Our time is running low, so we're gonna try to see if we can. Thank you so much. If we can, she mentioned one thing in terms of clear communication. Communication is really, really important, and setting respectful boundaries. I wanted to mention that with both teachers and parents, they should establish a respectful communication. They should establish respectful communication boundaries. With parents avoiding unnecessary or late night contact or contact, just some parents want to bombard teachers with messages, even using the WhatsApp group for inappropriate messages. So we need to watch all of that too in terms of how parents communicate with teachers and how teachers as well communicate with parents. And I think this caller mentioned a lot of that in terms of the expectations for both teachers and parents, because teachers will tell you they have 35 students. It's so many students to keep up with. So parents, again, I do agree with parents taking the responsibility to be on top of their own child's issues. And I have another call. Mm-hmm. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted.
Yes. The one you talk about emotional intent from some teachers. You say expectation of parents and expectation of teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the parents, you meet the expectation. But sometimes, I will not say, there are few teachers that just don't meet that expectation. There are sometimes parents who are not able to assist their children, literally because they cannot. And sometimes the teachers don't see that. They totally ignore. Imagine sometimes you have a 4 or 5 year old, very smart, very talkative, involved in everything, and soon as he enters sometimes infant primary, his child just gets quiet. Because he talks a lot, he just gets quiet, or she gets quiet, because sometimes some teachers don't understand that. Children will ask questions because at home they ask, and then you just shut down this child. Don't ask questions, thing, or shut up, or anything. And it happens. We must understand sometimes we teachers and parents have to work together, but sometimes there are few teachers who break children's spirit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Children come all eager and ready to work. Because I work in a Montessori school, and we were taught to observe those children. Any little thing we said, children are so sensitive that if you do something to them the very first time, you see the change in them,
Mm-hmm.
The attitude, the change, you just see them, because they trust in you, they believe in you, and you going to just say something to hurt them or you make them feel bad. This alone breaks this. But I think so much of that sometimes sometimes people want to look at the teachers because they are, we should respect teachers, and I do believe in that as well. But sometimes they are the ones, some of them are the ones that actually break the children's spirit. And they don't understand. They don't even try to get to know where the children are coming from, because every child is different.
Yes,
you have to get to know that child. Make him feel good about himself. That's one thing I know that worked with us. Every single day a child came, we complimented that child, and the smallest, even the most troublesome of all, we had to find something to make him or her feel good about themselves. And that is what sometimes that is being ignored. We don't make children feel if the little things they make, the little adjustments of things, we should see that and to compliment that, and then we say children are, misbehaving there. But once they feel, you seeing them, you hearing them, and you at least acknowledging what they do good, you won't have much of a problem in your classroom.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's take a final call.
Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Unrestricted.
Good morning. Good morning, Lotus.
Good morning.
Good morning, Andre.
Hi there. Good morning to you.
Lotus, you know what I think?
Mm-hmm.
They should have a background check on teachers. They should do that because
Okay.
some teachers they go to the classroom just because of the monthly salary. They have
Yes.
no love for children. I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you, but because I have a grandson, he goes to primary school. He's on the spectrum, and his teacher treats that child so bad because he's not like the others. She doesn't have a big class. She has 15 children in the class, a very small class where you can deal with every child. But because he's on the spectrum, he's different. He talks a lot because he's very active. And she treats that child like garbage. She doesn't talk to the mother because of click at the school and all of these things. And this is bad. And that's where I think a background check should come on people who are going to be responsible for people's children. Because every mother who births a child is very sensitive towards their child.
That's right.
And in spite of what, you are going to feel bad. We expect teachers to do. The caller said he expects more from teachers than parents. I am not going to agree with him, but I believe where he was coming from is on the educational level, not to teach our children what, not the teachers are not supposed to teach our children what we can do at home, but we expect a very good amount from teachers because teachers, we look at teachers like at a level where they're supposed to help us as parents with our children. And I'm saying again, I think they should have a background check on people who are going to stand in the classroom with our children.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was a really good contribution.
Yes.
Additionally, I wanted to say as well, I think a lot of the teachers, you have to look at teacher assessment by the principals who are the managers of the schools and maybe peer reviews among teachers. I think that's how you get a good some kind of feedback on what the teacher is doing, how the teacher is managing. And I think that's where we're really falling short. I don't know that the schools are being managed enough. They're managing their teachers enough. So it seems that the principals are not the boss. And some schools, the principals are the boss, meaning that you have to answer to the principal in terms of how your school is, your class is performing, what's happening in your class, parents' feedback. There are a myriad of things we can do to assess those teachers. So background checks, whereas a background check is not something that is not welcomed, I don't know if we want to go that route as opposed to assessing that teacher's output during the time of teaching. Because even though you do a background check and everything checks out well, that person could still be a horrible teacher in terms of personality. Not liking your child or not liking children, just in the job for a paycheck.
Don't you think that's what the caller was referring to? The latter part of what you're saying there.
Yeah, but the background check, Andre, is not going to determine a teacher's love for children. A background check is to find out basically, again, depending on the type of job you have. Okay, you have a criminal background, that can be eliminated. However, most teachers don't have any criminal background. You don't have anything in your background that will prevent you from getting the job. However,
maybe they need to widen.
We cannot check your personality. We cannot check whether you like children, whether you will be able to deal with children on the spectrum. This lady is saying that this teacher only has 15 kids, and yet she's treating this child really badly. Can we assess that through a background check? Not really. We have to assess that whilst the child is the teacher is teaching, how the teacher interacts with her own peers at school, her teachers, her co-teachers, that teacher's interaction with the principal, that teacher's interaction with parents. That's how you look to see what type of teachers you have. But I don't think we're doing that at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they should be doing that.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So the background check may not be the place to go, and I'm not discarding it altogether. I'm just saying we need to do more of a zoom in the school to determine what type of teachers we really have, and also parents' behavior as well, because that's where I was going to go. When I speak of collaboration, we want to look at both parents and teachers and how we can come together to give the children a nicer, clearer, more effective experience in school. But yeah, Thank you so much, callers. This show was so good. I knew that. I said to myself, I wanted to do that show, Andre. I guess I should have done it before they went back to school for true.
But it's a pity when we have these shows that the children themselves aren't able to call.
We want we should have an opportunity to get the feedback from the children. Especially those that can really express, maybe from a secondary perspective and even an early, like late primary, where they can really tell you what they feel.
You must bring them in.
Yes.
Because they don't have credit.
Actually, you're right about that. But yeah, thank you so much, callers. We probably definitely I have to look into doing a second part and maybe including our children more and maybe the teachers as well. Thank you.
Okay, Lotus, thank you very much for your service as always.
You're welcome, Andre.
I want to congratulate you on your efforts to be here every Wednesday. I know it's challenging for you.
That's right.
You know, you have a serious job. You have a family. So we don't want to take what you do for granted. I just want you to know that we really appreciate your service. I
really enjoy it, Andre. I really do. I think it's an opportunity for us to really learn and help each other grow. So... yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Andre. Thank you for accommodating me.
And thank you very much again for being with us every Wednesday on Unrestricted with Lotus. Until next week, same time, same station, Rev-Up St. Lucia. Andre Paul wishing you a great day. Stay with us because we have Hard Drive coming up next. Those of you on Facebook, etc., we'll just take a little break and get back to you in just a moment.